Hello students, this is K.V. Ramana, lecturer of Zoology. Today we are going to talk about the continuity of the breathing. Basically in the breathing we have explained about different events regarding normal breathing and forceful breathing. In the normal breathing there are two important steps are following. One is inspiration, second is expiration. In forceful expiration also we have explained in the last lecture. In this lecture we are going to explain about the episode 30 about pulmonary volumes and capacities. What is the use of these pulmonary volumes and capacities? Generally, these pulmonary volumes and capacities helps to diagnose the person lungs, whether the lungs are properly working or not. That means if you find the volumes and if you find the capacities, we can find easily what are the malfunctioning of respiratory disorders or lungs, right? Okay, let me explain about respiratory volumes and capacities. When we are at the rest, right? A healthy adult average 12 to 16 breaths per minute. When we are in the resting condition, a healthy human being within the 1 minute, that means in the 60 seconds, we have to take the 12 to 16 breaths. Okay, now that means this 12 to 16 breaths, breathing in the sense, what do you mean? One inspiration, one expiration. Completely we can call as a one breath, right? Like that, how many inspiration, how many expirations you have to complete within the time? There are 12 to 16 breaths you have to complete within the 1 minute. This is we can call as a normally respiratory rate, right? A healthy human being, normal respiratory rate is 12 to 16 breaths per minute. Next, now I am talking about what is the definition of respiratory volume and what is the definition of respiratory capacities. If you understand the definition, then you can understand what are the respiratory volumes and what are the respiratory capacities. Let me explain about what is meant by respiratory volume. Respiratory volume is nothing but the quantity of air that the lungs can receive or hold or expel, known as respiratory or pulmonary volume. That means some amount of air will be enter in the lungs. That air will be maybe we have received, and some amount of air will be hold in the lungs, and some amount of air will be expelled out. These three events we can consider as a respiratory volumes, right? That means during inspiration, some amount of air will be received by the body cells with help of the lungs, and second important thing is some amount of air will be remain in the lungs. Third important thing is some air will be expelled out. These three events we have to understand in the respiratory volumes. Come to the what is meant by respiratory capacities. Respiratory capacities is nothing but the combination of two or more pulmonary volumes known as respiratory or pulmonary capacities. That means some of the volumes you are taking. For example, there are four types of respiratory volumes. One is tidal volume, one is inspirated reserve volume, one is expirated reserve volume, and one is residual volume. So here, if you combination of TV and IRV, you will get one capacity. If you combine the TV plus ERV, you will get the one type of capacity. If the combination of TV plus IRV plus ERV plus residual volume, you will get one capacity. Like that, a combination of two or more. That means here more than two volumes should be required to know about the capacities, right? Next important thing is the apparatus commonly used to measure the respiratory rate. Generally, we are using some apparatus to know about the respiratory capacity and volumes. A device is called a spirometer, right? So the apparatus commonly used to measure the respiratory rate, that is called spirometer or respirometer. Spirometer or respirometer. The record is called, we have to calculate that all type of measurements. That record we can call as a spirogram. Spirogram is nothing but a record of these all events which are takes place during inspiration and expiration, all these things, right? Let me explain about what is meant by respiratory volumes. Just now I have seen that respiratory volumes are nothing but some amount of air will be enters into the lungs, that will be received. Some amount will be hold, some amount will be expelled. These all events we can call as the respiratory volumes. In the healthy human beings, we can find the four types of respiratory volume. One is tidal volume, it represented as a TV. Second one is IRV, that is the inspiratory reserve volume. And third one is expiratory reserve volume, that is the ERV. And last one is residual volume. Residual volume. Let me explain one by one. First one is about the tidal volume. What is meant by tidal volume? Tidal volume is nothing but the volume of one breath. The volume of one breath during normal respiration. During normal respiration, if you take the one breath have the two events. You remember, one is inspiration, one is expiration. Simply, I will say that tidal volume is nothing but the volume of air, inhale and exhale during the normal condition. It is about approximately 500 ml. In healthy human being is a 500 ml. The TV, the tidal volume, varies considerably from one person to another. At the same time, in the same person, in the different times also it will be changed. What is the reason behind this? For example, when I was in the sitting position, the tidal volume is different. When I was teaching position, my tidal volume is different. When I was running position, my tidal volume is different. That means, the tidal volume will be varies considerably from the one person to another person. At the same time, within the same person only, there is a different times they have a different type of tidal volume. But we are taking when the person is resting position. What about the tidal volume? Tidal volume is approximately 500 ml. Right? So what is meant by minute ventilation? Minute ventilation means the total volume of air inspired and expired each minute. In each minute, how much air you are taking, how much air you are exhaling in the normal condition. This is called minute ventilation. Minute ventilation is nothing but within the minute how many times you are taking the air and how many times you are exhaling the air. Right? If you want to calculate the minute ventilation, the respiratory rate is multiplied with the tidal volume. You will get the minute ventilation. Here calculations are there. Minute ventilation is equal to respiratory rate is multiplied by the tidal volume. If you take the respiratory rate is 12 or 16 breaths, that means 12 or 16 times per minute, right? The tidal volume is 500. If it is a 12 times, 12 times, there is a 6000. If it is a 16 times, there is a 8000 ml of air can be inhaled and exhaled within the minute ventilation. So minute ventilation is nothing but you have to calculate the minute ventilation by respiratory rate is multiplied by the tidal volume. Then a person can breathe per minute how many times? That is a 6,000 to 8,000 ml of air can be taken. Next very important is anatomical dead space. In a typical adults, about 70% of tidal volume actually reaches the respiratory part of the respiratory system. That means, our total respiratory system is divided into two parts functionally. One is respiratory conductive zone, second one is respiratory zone or exchange zone, right? So what I am talking here, let me explain about the anatomical dead space. We know about the tidal volume. In healthy human being, the tidal volume is about 500 ml. What is meant by tidal volume? The tidal volume is nothing but the volume of one breath during the normal respiration. In the normal respiration, one breath is nothing but one inspiration and one expiration. How much air you can inspire, how much air you can be expired, that is about the 500 ml. About the 500 ml of tidal volume, 70%, that is nothing but a 350 ml of air only reaches to the respiratory part. What is the respiratory part? Respiratory part is nothing but that is a respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct, alveolar sac and alveoli. These four parts are respiratory part of respiratory system is made up of respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct, alveolar sac and alveoli. So among the 100% of air, only 70% of air only reaches to the respiratory part of the respiratory system, right? But the rest in the sense 30% or 150 ml of air remains in the conductive zone of respiratory system. What are the parts come under the conductive zone of respiratory system? Nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and terminal bronchiole, right? These all will be considered as conductive zone of the respiratory system. So if you talk about what is meant by anatomical dead space, anatomical dead space is nothing but the amount of air will be remain in the conductive zone of respiratory tract which is not involved in the exchange of gases. That part of anatomically that part is not utilized for the exchange of gases. That is called anatomical dead space. In healthy human being, the anatomical dead space volume is about 150 ml. 150 ml. Right? I think you have understood about what is the difference between the respiratory part of respiratory system and conductive zone of the respiratory system. That means among the total tidal volume, 70% is only reaches to the respiratory part of respiratory system. 30% will be remaining this respiratory tract, that is nothing but a conductive zone of respiratory system. I hope you understand. What is the air will be remain in the conductive zone of respiratory system which is not involved in the exchange of gases or which is not involved in the external respiration. I hope you understand. Which is not involved in the external respiration. This is called anatomical dead space. And one more important thing we have to talk, that is called physiological dead space. What is meant by physiological dead space? That means some amount of air will be reaches to there it is respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct and alveolar sacs and alveoli, right? So some of the alveoli is non-functional due to damage or due to fibrosis. That alveoli also filled with the air, but this air is not involved in the exchange. I understand. That means in some cases the amount of oxygen is available in the alveoli for more than that can be carried away for the this is also along with the anatomical dead space is called physiological dead space. Physiological dead space is nothing but some amount of air is reaches to the alveoli, that in the alveoli also some oxygen will be available for a long time. That means this oxygen which is present in the alveoli, there is no helps to exchange. It is not involved in the exchange of gases, because this alveoli may be fibrosis, may be emphysema, may be damaged, maybe surface area will be thickened, so that this is also along with the anatomical dead space we have to consider as a physiological dead space. I hope you understand about the anatomical dead space and physiological dead space. Anatomical dead space is nothing but the amount of air will be remain in the anatomical structure of the respiratory system, that is from the nose to terminal bronchiole. Physiological dead space is nothing but the where the exchange of gases will be takes place, that is in the alveoli and blood. In the alveoli, some amount of air will be remain for a long time because that alveoli may be damaged. I hope you understand about this. This is about the physiological dead space. And last and final, we are going to explain about alveolar ventilation rate. What is meant by alveolar ventilation rate? Alveolar ventilation rate is nothing but the volume of air per minute that actually reaches to the respiratory zone. Very important. Till now we have calculated 500 into 12. That is about the 6000. Or 500 into 16. That is about the 8000. But this is about the total tidal volume. But what I said, some amount of air will be remain in the conductive zone of respiratory system. That air is not useful. We have to take the only 70% of air only we have to take. That is about the 350 ml, right? If you calculate the 350 into 12, then if you take the respiratory and 12 times per minute, then it is about the 4200 ml per minute. If it is a 16 times, then if you multiply it with the 350, then we will get the 5600 ml per minute. This is we can call as a alveolar ventilation rate, right? So here very important, what is meant by respiratory volume, how many are there, and what is the tidal volume, and what is the minute ventilation, and what is the anatomical dead space, and what is the physiological dead space. You are very clear about these things, right? At the same time, this alveolar ventilation rate, we have given that the values regarding this, right? If it is a lesser than that, be lower than the normal minute ventilation. Usually, it is a site for the pulmonary malfunctioning. That means, what are the Neet values we have given? If the values are, these values are less than that, right? When it's a person is normal condition, he has some pulmonary malfunctioning. Malfunctioning is nothing but lungs are not working properly, right? This is a condition. Let me see the remaining values in the next session. Thank you.